It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way the things will really go with Sandra. Some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend of Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. Every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, Cayman. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? I just realized that I do not have my studio phone. So we might have to try a thing this morning. I'm not even sure if this is going to work, but I think, trying to think out loud. I don't even know how to. I was going to say you could call me on the WhatsApp number, except I think, all right, we're going to have to switch. We're going to have to switch things up a little bit this morning. Okay, we're going to change the number just for today. You have to call me on WhatsApp. Yeah, the guys from the show on Friday borrowed my phone, and we somehow forgot to link up to get it back yesterday. Oh boy. So I have no show phone. I literally do not have the phone in the studio. Okay, we'll improvise and go with it. So for today, for the purposes of today, we're going to be using a different show number. It's not going to be toll free like it usually is. So I think we gotta sort out a way going forward how to figure this one out. All right. Well, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Monday rewind time. We're gonna get into the gist of it, and yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things here today that happened over the weekend. So I hope you guys are ready for your weekly updates. All right. Maybe I can somehow get my phone. In the meantime, not sure though, because morning traffic is going to probably make that impossible. But let us just go with the flow and see what we can do. So I'll put I put the alternative number. And for that one, just call on WhatsApp because I'm not going to plug my actual phone into the board. So you're going to have to make a WhatsApp call. Fair enough, but you can still call. It's just that we're going to have to make it WhatsApp for today, because that one I can answer through the computer, and then everybody will hear you directly through the board. All right, everybody had a safe weekend. Unfortunately, I was saddened to see that we had another drowning incident here in Cayman, tourists visiting. And, it's a bit of a high stakes game. I don't know if any tourists are listening this morning, but please, when you come here, you got to be careful doing activities that you don't normally do. And all of a sudden jumping up and doing those, puts the heart under strain. And so I think that's why we see so many people, especially in the water, having a cardiac incident. Like, you can't go from having a completely sedentary lifestyle, doing nothing, not exercising, to just jumping up and going diving when you haven't been diving in 5-10 years or whatever. I think it puts a strain on your heart. So just begging y'all to please be careful. Makes Cayman look bad because all y'all like, oh, why do people keep coming to the Caymans and dying? And we're just like, has nothing to do with us. we promise we're not killing anybody. But I think it's just one of those things that you gotta take some precautions, you gotta be careful. And so, yeah, it is very, very sad. So condolences to the latest victim of a drowning incident. Maybe do something more leisurely. Just chill on the beach, We really don't want you coming to the Caymans and having cardiac arrests in paradise. Although someone once said to me, well, Sandy, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had to go, I would be like, let's do it in paradise. I guess I understand that, but Part of me is like, no, we don't want you dying here. We want you coming, having a fabulous time, and leaving the same way that you came on that beautiful plane. Okay. Yeah. Really, really challenging. Hmm. Okay. I didn't check the age of this one, but I'm betting he's up there in age, as they usually are. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just double check. Let me check the CMR News blog this morning, the website, and U.S. visitor dies in suspected snorkeling incident off the West Bay coast. Oh, this one's young. Oh my gosh, he's only 34. Wow. That one surprises me. Ah. Okay. That's a bit unusual. Not to say a 34-year-old can't have, a heart attack and stuff, but this one is probably less related to the heart and more a situation of he just got in trouble in the water. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. Be careful out there, folks. Oh, my gosh. So sad. 34 years old. You get your whole life ahead of you at 34 still. I mean, I do feel less bad if it's someone who, is in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. I'm like, well, you've kind of lived hopefully a pretty full life. But 34, nah. Still got the whole world ahead of you. So sad. Yeah, sorry to hear that one. All right. So I took a quick trip to Miami this weekend. For those of you who didn't realize I wasn't here on Friday, I had to do a quick pickup run. I think I mentioned this before, but I keep a mailbox there and I order my stuff and I just go up and pick it up and then come back. So 'tis the season. I'm not really Christmas shopping though, to be honest, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. This Christmas is going to be tight on a budget. Auntie has no money for Christmas this year. The Christmas budget is really non-existent. So I'm not really buying any presents. If you get anything from me this year, consider yourself lucky. Yep. Got stuff going on. Money's allocated elsewhere. And then, not for nothing, but my gosh, it seems like year end. We are really, really pushing the limit with, all of these bills and insurance is due and that's due. And it's a lot. So, of course, the stuff to go, first and foremost, is the discretionary shopping budget. So, yeah, I didn't come back loaded. Well, I say that and I chuckle. I had a lot of pieces, but that's because there were just big things in them. And for my project, I'll tell you guys about the project next year as we hopefully get a little bit closer to delivery on it. It's going to be a big, big reveal. So I don't want to say too much more about it. But in the meantime, yeah, that's where we're at. So lots going on. And, I think we have to all recognize that Christmas is not about the presents, but it is about your presence. Being present in the moment with family and friends, as opposed to spending a pile of money on stuff. There's a balance there, right? So Gigi went with me, and I was saying to myself, is, I said to her, you can pick out one or two things for Christmas because honestly, I'm not even going to be shopping. Uh-oh. Let me move that screen from behind me. Give me 1 second. I'm not even going to be shopping for Christmas stuff this year. And she's like, really? I said, yep. Let's go to the store and you can pick out. So she got herself a little bathrobe for kids, like one of the little bathrobe kits. She's into enjoying like luxury, like spa dates and stuff like that. I must say, she's completely taken after me in that regard. She's like, oh, can we just get a massage? Can I get my nails painted? She's such a girly girl. But we don't allow her to paint her nails. During school, during the breaks, she can. But she has to not go to school with any of that. But then she's like, oh, but nobody's going to see my toes. We say, that's not the point. The rules are the rules and the rules are rules and they're meant to be followed. Somebody said, one of the mandatory questions should be when you're renting, before you get scuba equipment should be rented, you have to ask them how often do they exercise? Well, unfortunately, they can tell you anything. Okay, sorry. So he okay, thank you. Oh, that's so nice of you. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh gosh, you guys are distracting me. Totally forgot what I was saying. But yes, so children, they really, really pay attention to what you do. I mean, every single day I'm learning it so much more. You can say one thing and you can do something else, and they are like, well, why do you get to do this? And why don't I get? And it's just like, back in the day, your mom would slap you upside the head and say, do as I say and not as I do. But I can see where that logic is flawed because children are smart. They're watching your behavior. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example. And then I'm going to tell you something I saw on, I think it was Facebook, about children. Trying to see if I bookmarked it in any way. But so occasionally, I'm not a very long nail person for more reasons than one. Number one, I just can't be efficient with long nails, like typing and stuff like that, right? And one always seems to want to break. And I've never been a person to put anything artificial on me. Like I don't do artificial nails. I don't do artificial hair, no butt implants. Like I'm not putting anything in, right? So I have traditionally had really, really strong nails, but I'm going to tell you guys why I no longer have strong nails. They are cracking like the cracks on a sidewalk. Years ago, when everybody was doing the gel nails, I started doing that. But I noticed after a while that the gel, I think it's more the process of removing it, was a little bit too much for my nails. And my nails started to become really, really paper thin. I mean, before I had nails like talons, they were so strong. So I had to stop doing gel. Like I cannot do gel because the method of removing it is really, really harsh. So I'll just do my standard pedicure, mani and pedicure. I do gels on my toes because, your toenails are a little bit tougher than your fingernails. And so I still do gel on my toenails so it can last longer. But on my fingernails, I cannot touch gel to save my life. So the other day, about 3 weeks ago now, I went to the salon and I just wanted a manicure. But unfortunately, I don't really know why, but she used the filer, the nail file that you use on gel and acrylic nails. And as she was doing it, I was like, why is that so harsh on my nails? And she actually didn't just file like around the nail, she filed on top of the nail. And that's the reason why I don't do gel, because that literally destroys your nails. And so since then, particularly on my right hand, my nails have been so brittle. Like they start to grow and they literally crack down the middle. And so I've just been keeping them really, really, really short, right? Just in hopes. And I've got some nail polish stuff that I picked up this weekend in Walmart or something, that Nail X, RX or whatever. I'm going to start putting that on to see if that's going to help them kind of re-strengthen, because they're in really, really bad shape. So anyway, my left hand, not so much so, but I noticed that anytime I grew out my nails, my daughter is fascinated, because she always, I'm always cutting her nails and she doesn't want them to be cut. And she's fascinated by my nails and, oh, how come you get to have long nails? And it's not even that they're that long, but they're longer. How come you get to have long nails and I don't? And, I'm so tempted. Do as I say, not as I do. And then I'm like, no, Sandy, that doesn't make any sense. So I cut my nails. I cut all of them, even the ones that can grow. I've just cut them all. And then she's like, why did you cut your nails? I say, because the same reason I tell you to cut your nails is just not practical a lot of times to have long nails. Like I need to work, I need to do stuff. It's like a fashion thing. Long nails look good, but they're not practical. And I said, on a little kid like you, kids shouldn't have long nails. Like I see some of y'all middle school, high schoolers, you're allowing your children to already start putting on acrylic nails. Like I can't even imagine. No, that is just not appropriate. First of all, it damages your nails. Like, I don't know how some of you guys can actually put on tips for all 20, 30 years. And I'm like, what does your nail look like underneath? Anyway, so she was really fascinated by the fact that I cut all my nails. And I was like, and then you get a nail cut next as well. So when we go to the salon, I'm like, yes, please trim those nails for me. Someone just said that she's going to start asking. Somebody says, hi, hun. Oh, I'm good. I thought they were saying that she's going to soon start asking about waxing. My waxer says that she's traveling, but I actually just took care of that in Miami. I mean, as ladies, we have to do certain things. And of course, when you have little girls, you do tell them about the things that you have to do to maintain yourself and so forth and so on. So even when I went to get waxed, she's like interested. And she says, does it hurt? And I said, yes, it does hurt. I did everything, eyebrows, lady parts, underarm, everything. And I said, of course it hurts, but it's one of the things that, sometimes ladies choose to do. If you've got extra hairy legs, you're going to be waxing that too. Thank God I don't have that problem anymore. I haven't had to shave my legs in years. It just doesn't grow anymore, which is perfect. I'm like, this is great. Anyway, so yeah, kids watch every single thing that you do. So I was looking at something this weekend that talked about how a toddler, and I can't remember, I think it's a toddler, but kids anyway, only have something like 25% of their brain developed. And so when you say to your kids, like, do something and they don't remember, like little toddlers, it's not that they're trying to, go against your will, or they're trying to be naughty or whatever. It's like they literally only have 25% of their brain developed. Like, what do you expect? So, yeah. And I thought to myself, that is so true. I mean, it seems logical, but sometimes we don't think about these things. And so, you're putting a little toddler under pressure. Like, what did I tell you yesterday? And the kid's like, go easy on them a little bit. Ultimately, they'll eventually get there. That's why you've got to be so consistent and stuff as well. Constantly, remind them of stuff that they have to do. Just like their manners, right? How many times, yes, ma'am? They would say, yes, yes, ma'am. And then they'd repeat it. Now, 9 years in, we're doing pretty good. Hardly ever does she forget to say yes, ma'am, and no, sir, in her manners. Not to say she's always gets it, but for the most part, right? So little by little, you get there with gentle parenting. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. So we went together on a girls' trip, as she likes to call it. It was just her and I. And we were supposed to come back last night. And we actually decided to come back early because what can I say except that except that at the end of the day, it's great to spend one-on-one time. And I think both parents should spend like different one-on-one time with their children, right? So her and I, we'll travel together. She's like, a girls' trip. So she was saying to me, Mom, why don't we go to New York again? Because she liked the cold weather and she enjoyed seeing a little bit of snow. It didn't really snow much the last time we were there. It was more like snow flurries, but we were doing all the touristy stuff like what's a big tall building called? It oh gosh. Oh, what's that one building called? Anyway, it'll come to me. But it was so cold on like one side of the building because of the way that the wind was moving. We were freezing. It was like probably a 10-15 degree difference. And the Empire, thank you, Ellie. Yes, the Empire State Building. So when you go on one side of the building, because how the wind was whipping around, it was like, oh my God, you couldn't stay there for long. Like your face was getting icicles on it. But we had a really good time. I'm not a huge fan of New York, generally speaking. I find it to be a dirty little city. Like the trash, and thank God I didn't really see any rats or anything, but stuff like that would totally freak me out. Like, I don't think I could actually live in New York, but for a visit, it was fun. It was fun to go walking and seeing all of the sites, the touristy things to do. And I want to do some shows though. So I didn't get to do like a whole lot of shows or anything the time that we were there. So there's still a lot more to see. And then Marlon has cousins that live outside the city in a small little town that is like smaller than Cayman. In terms of what do you call it? The size, like their police force was like 5 officers. I was like, oh wow, okay. And it's right outside of a military base. But even that was such an interesting experience to see how small town America, right outside of New York, is still living. She was complaining, Marlon's cousin was like, oh, we don't have decent internet in our homes because we've got a lawyer who is like a conspiracy theorist. So she's like, oh, 5G is going to kill everybody. No internet. And so she constantly sues the town and sues like the town government and stuff. And it's just wild. It really, really is wild. And so the only reason they don't have decent Wi-Fi because of her. And the only reason that they have fiber is because they are literally right next to this military base. And so one of the things that the military base, when they, were running their fiber, they said, well, we have to have fiber coming into the military base. We don't care what this woman does or thinks. And so they kind of, basically trunked it through, and then the town could get it off of them as well. And so, yeah, pretty wild. But, Times Square was a lot of fun. We just had a really great time. it was it's been over 2 years already, going into 3 years that we did that trip. So I'm sure as she gets older, so when she was asking about New York yesterday, I thought, And then of course, Marlon, because of work, he can't travel like around the holidays. Like he has block out dates close to the holidays. So I mentioned that to her and she said, how about we just do a girls trip to New York and leave dad? I was like, what? Leave dad when we go to New York? Are you kidding? I mean, leaving dad for Miami is one thing, but New York, it's like, wow, we could do it. But I'm just like, but there's a really cool place outside of Jersey, or in Jersey, I should say, that we found last time. And I want to go back there because it was it was just really a lot of fun. And they have this mall called, I don't know, but in the mall, they've got so much fun stuff. There's like a Ferris wheel right there. And it's kind of like geared towards children, like a family vacation and stuff. So I'm thinking when we go back, we might do more Jersey than New York, but we'll see. One thing I hated about New York were the hotels. They're so tiny. Oh my God. I couldn't wrap my mind around the size of these hotels, the hotel rooms. Like the shower, the bathroom, everything is just so tiny. You turn around and you're bumping into each other and there's no upgrade available. In New York City, the guy was like, an upgrade. I'm like, don't you have a bigger room? He's like, no, miss. I was like, what? That's wild. But there you have it. And it's, life in a big city. And I'm like, ugh, now I see what they mean with their little 100 square foot apartments. Like, seriously. But yeah, maybe next year we'll do New York. And she has a cousin. The last time she was there, she met her cousin. And her cousin's nickname is also Gigi. So every time we were talking to them, we were like, Gigi. Okay, we got to separate Gigi number 1 and Gigi number 2. But boy, her cousin Gigi was going through the terrible 2s. Oh my gosh. Woo, honey child. Thank you, Jim. He's giving me some nail advice to make those nails. I need some keratin in my diet. Don't you get keratin from Jello? But I'm going to show you her and her cousin Gigi. Gigi number 1 and Gigi number 2. She's sweet, but a little bit, like I said, she was going through some really hardcore, terrible 2s. It was rough. And it taught me a lesson in trying not to judge as a parent, because let's just say that, my parenting style is gentle but firm. And some people's parenting style is just, really free. And I was like, don't say anything. It's not your kid. No, don't turn into Aunt Lottie. Don't grab somebody else's kid. Like that was the literal conversation I was having in my brain. Morning, KK. Yes, I agree about the nails, honey child. Good morning, Miss Jean. Is Cayman Youth? In Cayman Youth goes up to 25 because the brain is not fully developed until, well, I saw something this morning that's saying it's actually older than that. Like you're not truly adulting until you're in your 30s. Lord have mercy. I'm just like, wow. Irvin says, I do not like New York. Yeah, you got to do all the touristy stuff, I suppose. I was just looking back at my pictures from that time. And, of course, you got to be so careful when you travel with children and stuff, places like New York, anywhere in the States, really. And so I'm always like, hold my hand, girl. Anybody even looks at you hard, you just scream really, really loud. It's better to overreact than have something happen. So it's so sad that you got to teach your kids all this madness in the world, though. Like, seriously. But I'm going to show you guys a little picture. Here's her and her cousin, her other cousin, Gigi. She's so cute. There she is. And, she was a bit younger. So Gigi would have been my Gigi. If she's 9 now, she would have been 6 at the time. And then this little one was, I think, I think maybe 3 or something. But you can see not much difference in size because my Gigi is kind of tiny. But when she first met her, she didn't want to let my Gigi go. She's like, I want to be with her all the time. Like she wanted to come with us and everything. We're like, oh, sorry. So then she had a big tantrum, started crying. We're like, oh, Lord, have mercy. But it was fun. It was a good trip. Really, really good trip. I must do it again, I must say. And then of course, they're like, come and stay with us. And then I said, oh, let me see this little town that you live in. And when I saw the town, I was like, irks. I can't even get decent Wi-Fi if I go outside. No, thanks. I can't stay here. This is ridiculous. Good morning. Debbie says, I hate the hotels in New York. Yeah, they're just, too small. Jim says New York City used to be an amazing and fantastic city back in the day. And I'm sure that it still is in so many ways. But, you have to like that kind of vibe too. You have to like the big city vibe. And, I like it for a visit for a couple of days and then I'm out of there. Not really long term. So Sue says, I didn't care for New York City when I went a few years ago. And I think a lot has changed with New York over the years. Morning, Andrew. Please check in Noel's progress. I'm constantly checking Lucille, Miss Lucille, and nothing has changed, unfortunately. He still remains on life support and really nothing has changed. So I guess in some respects, that's good news. But then in other respects, it means that there hasn't been any improvements. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, nothing really has changed. I check in pretty much almost daily just to kind of see what's going on. So this weekend here we had the carnival, and somebody sent me a video of somebody complaining about the carnival. And, I must say that on the one hand, I really, really think that ultimately, ultimately, I feel like when it comes to the carnival, do you guys not know what you're getting by now? I mean, it's not like going to the States where you're going to have a really huge carnival with like the big machines and the big rides. And you know what it takes to bring that stuff in? Not for nothing, but Matthew Leslie tried it and he was not successful at it for more reasons than one. And to be fair to him, part of the reason is that, it's really difficult to bring in the level of equipment that is necessary to put on a carnival like that. The equipment is heavy, it's expensive, it takes a lot of money. I don't know exactly what you guys expect. I mean, for them to even have a little bit of acrobats here and, that type of performance is a lot of what you would expect if you were sensible, I think. I don't know. Like somebody's complaining about, oh, my daughter, didn't like this and that, and the money that we spent, it was like $10 to get on a jumping castle or something. And I was just like, okay, for the sake of complaining, I guess. All right. I'm going to show you guys some pictures here because they did send us some pictures. Obviously, I wasn't here. So they had audience participation. I think they had over 3,500 people for the weekend attend the event. It's like a little entertainment show. They had people juggling, people doing little bike stunts and stuff. Um, the acrobats with the little rope, their act was going on. And so I kind of think to myself, it was at the Lion Center, so at least people could sit down and have comfortable seating. I don't really know. I think the expectations of what people expect is somehow different. Like you can't expect a show that you would get in New York or even Florida. Like last year we went to the Christmas event, and it was a massive event that we went to, and it was really, really, here's some pictures, right? So this is the kind of thing that you're going to see. It's for children, and maybe children of a particular age have outgrown this level of a carnival. And you got to think about, what have my kids seen? What have they already outgrown? And, temper their expectations. What are they going to get when they go there? So the person who sent me the video, I thought to myself, maybe this child is too old for this kind of a carnival. I don't know. So I kind of went, eh. And you guys know, with these events, yes, when you go there, you pay for everything. But that's like standard. I'm going to be honest with you. You don't get a good deal when you go to any of these carnivals, right? You go there for the experience, and you're going to pay a premium price for the experience. And that's just what it is. Here's another one where they do like the bike tricks and stuff like that. I love to watch the bike tricks. Back in the day, honey child, I had me a little BMX bike. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was blue and really, really nice. And I used to like circle around a million times the block, because that's the only place I could go. I couldn't go very far. But it was really a lot of fun. And so, here it is. You get your little BMX bike tricks, and that's it. You got to temper your expectations, because when your expectations are out of line, that's when you get disappointed. I'm going to talk about disappointment here this morning, honey child, because we're going to talk about some of these restaurants and local companies who just don't care to do any better. So when your kids go, maybe you need to have a conversation with them about what it is that they are going to see a little bit and what they can expect. Listen, do you know, if you go to the States and you're going to spend a lot of money on some of these similar type events? Obviously, in the States, they have, like we did the Cirque du Soleil one couple years ago. And I must tell you that, was that last year? It was very, very expensive. So I do think it's interesting how you guys complain about the state of things in Cayman, right? But then you go to the US, you go to, yes, you're going to Orlando. You pay mega bucks for these events in Orlando. And I don't hear too many complaints about it. But yet, here, what were the tickets? I don't even know. They gave away a lot of tickets. I actually reached out to the organizers, Kenny Rankin and his group. And, I'm just like, I just feel like your expectations are not properly aligned. And then that's part of the problem. And so that is why you get on social media and you got to put up a video and you got to complain about, oh my God, this was just not it. And I know y'all love to get a little social media clout as well. But let me tell you something, for a 3-day event, having 3,500 people go through there, that's not nothing to sneeze at. That's not too bad. As far as I'm concerned, those are pretty decent numbers. Now, the other thing of interest is that they gave away a lot of tickets. We gave away some here on Friday. And so, let me just see here, showing you guys some others. Yeah. So they did give away a lot of tickets to school kids who otherwise would not have been able to see an event like this. And so, we sent them your feedback so that they could have a look at it. And they said that they're always, the Super America Circus, is thanking the community. They had things like BMX stunt riding, high flying aerialists, world class acts enjoyed by thousands of attendees. And, they say it's a high quality international production featuring thrilling performances, and that they remain committed to listening, learning, and evolving while continuing to bring safe, joyful, family friendly entertainment to the Cayman Islands. And they say that they, are contributing to 2 charities as a result of the money that they would have raised, and families, children and families, ARC, and 1-to-1 alongside employment opportunities for local staff and vendors. So, it is what it is. Kids got, they said the fewer than 10% of kids attending actually paid for admission because they did give out a lot of tickets. So yeah, y'all will be just fine. Low key, I feel like you guys will be just fine. Just too many complaints. Too many complaints. And on that note, I'm going to make a complaint of my own. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this stuff up. As human beings, we love to complain. But I kind of feel like some complaints are a little bit more legitimate than others. Somebody just said, people are complaining because they don't understand what a traveling circus involves. And a traveling circus to like another country is different than a traveling circus in America. It's just not the same. Okay, honey, chill. So, yeah. What can I tell you? Y'all will be just fine. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about food, because y'all know that food is kind of the bane of my existence in a way. Like I really struggle with restaurants that get it wrong. So I'm going to pick on Wellies this morning. And somebody said, please talk about KFC. Okay, we're going to get to your complaint as well. Wellies has become part of the Cayman culture in the sense of like restaurants. I don't know how long Wellies has been around, but it's been around a really, really long time. Oops, my apologies. They spend, they've been in the community. Everybody, when you want a little local dish, that pretty much their food is consistent. You can go there, get your little, get your oxtail or curry goat or whatever. But I am frustrated by businesses who do not answer their phone. Maybe this is just me. You guys have to tell me. But if you have a phone, you should answer said phone when you're a business. If you don't want to take phone orders, then don't have a phone. To me, this is like really, really simple, because there's a way to fix this that I suggested at least 5 to 7 years ago to management. So, like most Caymanians, Caribbean people, we love our Caribbean food. You feel for a little curry chicken, Wellies is the spot, right? Oh, by the way, Miss Stacy. Oh, shoot. Did I put the curry chicken in the fridge? Oh, no. Oh, man, I think I forgot. Uh-oh. Check the oven. Oh, Kevin, I think your curry chicken gone to the dogs. Oh, man. If I didn't put his curd chicken in the fridge, oh, wow, that has to be thrown out now. Lord have mercy. But don't throw it out if it's in the fridge. I can't remember. Ay. I put it in the oven because he was coming over. And then thanks to Chris, he didn't come over, Chris. And now I can't remember if I put it in the oven, in the fridge or not. Yikes. Oh my God, I left it in the oven. Miss Stacy said she already threw it out. Oh Lord. Oh well, no curry chicken for Kevin when he comes over later. You should have came last night while my brain was fresh on it. Sorry. I hate to waste food, but yeah, I forgot. I walked the dog, and then I think when I came back from walking the dog, but then Zeus got in trouble and I had to put him in his kennel. Anyway. So Sophia says Welly's customer service is poor. This is the thing, right? I don't even think that Welly's gets it. And this is where my biggest issue is with them. The fact that they don't get how poor their customer service is almost an insult. All right, listen to me. The food is fine, not a problem. I enjoy their food. I haven't had oxtail. I actually haven't eaten there since last year, December. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because this whole phone thing, right? So, when I want to do a pickup order, I'm not going there to sit down and lounge around or whatever. I want to be able to call in, place my order, get there, and pick up my food. Honey child, I got off the flight and I was like, Marlon, what's for lunch? What are you doing? Whatever. He wanted some curry goat. I said, okay, I don't really eat goat. So I was like, curry goat. And he said, oh yeah, just go to Weller's. From the second he said that, my brain was already like, okay. I called no less, that was my screenshot. I called no less than 24 times. Sometimes it was busy and sometimes it just rang. No one answered the phone. Now I know you guys are like, well, why call 24 times? Just go. I don't want to go and sit there for half an hour waiting on food. That's why I was calling. And that's not an excuse to just go. How about y'all just answer the phone? Oh my God. It is ridiculous. And so now they're saying, oh, they're having issues with their line because of flow. I'm like, please. The amount of times that this has happened over the years, this can't be a flow issue. I'm not saying it's not a flow issue in this moment. Maybe, although one person walked in after I was complaining and they're like, oh, they called and somebody answered. I'm just like, what? It's ridiculous. The thing about it is that I believe that it simply doesn't care because business is good enough. Yeah. So, I mean, they're always busy. Everybody's like, they like the food. It just is good, whatever. And so because they get enough business to pay staff and I guess turning a profit, they don't care to make even more money. That must be nice. It must be nice to be in a position where you're making enough money that you don't need any more. I mean, that's a wonderful position to be in because that is the only logical explanation as to why they don't fix this. And I've thought about this over the years. I'm like, why not fix this? Because it's such an easy fix. Raquel knows I love her. She's the supervisor. Child, I called her yesterday and woke her up out of sleep. She was not happy. And I was venting like, this is ridiculous, Raquel. She said, oh, it's a flow issue right now. I'm like, really? For the past 10 years, it's been a flow issue? I don't think so. And if flow is that bad, let me say this. I know they've been having some issues, but for the record, any telecom company that was that bad impacting my lines, you better believe I'd be looking at the competition. So I'm not so sure this is a flow issue. I don't know if I'm going to blame flow here, but if it was, flow had better fix my lines or else we got options. And it's crazy because when you go in there, you hear the phone ringing. So what's the issue? How is this a flow issue if when I walk in there, I constantly hear the phone ringing? And then they had the one person working. She was stressed out to the max. She's the only person working and this and that. And I mean, listen, her attitude yesterday, bless her little heart, she's been there for years. But her attitude yesterday, she was not happy. And you know what? It's not fair on her. I mean, I was sitting there thinking about it. And of course, we were like, oh, you know, her attitude. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Let's think about if you were the only person on the front line yesterday. You got all these customers annoyed at you because nobody answering the phone. And orders are taking forever to come out, you know, and she's feeling the pressure of the customers sitting there all talking and complaining about Wells as we were waiting to place an order. Everybody was up in there like, yeah, they always do that, you know, Sandy. They're not going to answer the phone, blah, 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 blah. And she also was frustrated. So I was just like, y'all gotta do better. This is not where it's at. Really and truly. And I told Marlon, do not ask me to go to Wells again. And you know, the crazy thing is if we do like a little catering thing at the house, birthday parties, Christmas, or last year Christmas, we order from them. We do our catering from them. Because like I said, the food is, you know, solid in terms of the taste, the quality, and everything like that. So the things that we're not going to cook, I'm not cooking no curry, goat, or whatever. We just order it from them. And then we can have the variety at our buffet line. But geez, peace. To go pick up one little plate of food, never again. I am not doing it. As small as Miss Elrita's is, I can call Miss Elrita and put in a friggin' order so that when I go there, my order is ready. There's something to be said for this. Rennie, good morning, sir. How are you? Rennie says, sometimes in business, when you're too big, you forget about the small things, which is sad. And this isn't, you got to think about it as well. Imagine how much business that they're actually losing. Because some people, if they can't get through on the phone, they're not going to show up. They're not going to come and stand in line. So there's a real possibility that Wells is actually losing a good bit of business. But like I said, they must not care because they have enough. Island Pearl, good morning. Says problem is half the time, Auntie, you have the same person taking walk-in orders and answering the phone. Supposed to be two of them out front, but it's mostly one person, but could answer, say, hold, please. All right, let me tell you the solution to this, okay? Because it is so easy to fix that it boggles my mind. You need one person during your peak time, and they would have to know when their peak time is. My God, you have a point of sale system. You can run a report to see during the week, what is that block of time that you have the most orders? Yeah. On a Sunday, it's probably extended a little bit because, you know, Sunday people, you know, go to church, they have a little vibe, whatever. So maybe they're getting enough food before going to the beach. So maybe the hours on Sunday are adjusted a little bit. I am willing to bet the peak time is no more than 3 to 4 hours for lunch. You have a dedicated person who all they do is answer the phone for 3 to 4 hours and put in those kitchen orders. That's why you have them sitting in front of a POS. They now have handheld devices like iPads and sometimes even smaller now when you go into restaurants, right? They walk up to the counter and you can, the table. And as you're sitting there, they're putting in your order to the kitchen so that they can start your food right away. I don't know why Cayman has to, pretend like we're living in the 1800s still. The technology has advanced for restaurants. And honestly, if you want to be in a particular business, you have got to invest in some degree of upgrades, of technological upgrades, right? Now I'm going to show you by comparison. There's another local restaurant here who I think their chef used to work for Wells, actually left Wells, and they open up, that's Chill Spot here in Savannah. By and large, Chill Spot is really, really busy. Obviously not as busy as Wells, I would say, right? Because Wells is centrally located in town, but they're still very busy up this way. And they do a far better job of answering the phone. I must tell you, I hardly ever call Chill Spot and not get an answer. The first call, I don't have to call them more than once. You know why? Because they have multiple people on the registers. They all have a portable pack with the headset and the phone thing attached to them where they can just press the button. Yes, it requires a degree of multitasking. And I'm not saying everybody's cut out for that job, but they press the little button and then they say, you know, good afternoon, welcome to Chill Spot. How can I take your order? You say, what's on the menu today? They rattle off the menu real quick and then they're able to put in your order. But they're also helping the customers there, right? It's a very small area that they have to work. So I think they do a far more effective job because they're using technology. They have the little wireless headsets that they can answer the phone and they have their people multitasking. Now, I'm not suggesting multitasking because I think that's where you get errors happening and you get things wrong. But imagine if you had 3 hours, 4 hours of just answer the phone, how much better you could do as a business. Who owns Wells? Are they even listening? Are they paying attention? Because years ago I ran into somebody said Chill Spot must have your number saved because I called them 30 times and no answer. No. No, man, that I don't really go there that often anymore, to be honest. My new favorite spot is Fresca. Boy, I be eating a Fresca every other day. Ooh, honey chill. And they answers the phone. I can even WhatsApp them and put in an order. That made me laugh though. But no, I mean, listen, I'm gonna send that to Colin because that's Colin and his brothers. Listen, if you've had that experience, you've had that experience. And they all need to do better if you ask me. You know, it's not rocket science. And when you frustrate people, you can't even enjoy your meal after you frustrated people. I probably would have ordered some more food if I wasn't so frustrated by the time I got there yesterday. Do better. Wells, please sort yourself out. Have a dedicated person there answering the phone during peak hours, putting in the orders, right? How hard can it be? It's not that hard. You can resolve this. But you're not gonna see me back. And I told Marlon, I said, don't be asking me for no more no more curry goat from Wells. You're gonna have to get it from somewhere else. Oh, hell no. Even Herman. Sometimes Herman, that's up East End way. You know, he'll have a little curry goat and stuff like that. Herman, people answer the phone. Come on. Oh, I just sent your complaint to this is someone else. This is not me. Okay, so someone giving me another number that you can call for Chill Spot. I'll give it to you, honey chill. But you know, people say, oh, call Raquel. Well, I called Raquel yesterday. Like I said, Raquel, it's not fair to Raquel. She has a day off or she's not there. Although she's a supervisor, you shouldn't have to call Raquel to put in an order. You know what I'm saying? You know? So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a little bit confused. Like you shouldn't have to call a manager in order to get a plate of food. That's why you have a regular phone number. Just do better. You guys want to call me? Speaking of calling, I have no phone this morning. It's not on me. But call my personal number, honey child. Substitute number what's my number? 324-1612. What has been your experience with restaurants in Cayman? Am I the only one that has this issue? Am I being panicky? Is this one of those things where you're like, yeah, Sandy, this is too much? Let me put the show number on the screen because I can barely remember my number this morning. But call me on WhatsApp. Don't call me direct because I don't have my phone connected to the board. Although I suppose I could. Let me see. I have a phone case. I broke my phone case this weekend too, and I didn't have time to get a new one. So I gotta, let me see how easy it is to plug this in with the case. I don't think it's easy at all. Now I gotta take my case off. All right, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna take my case off. I can't be telling you guys about answering the phone and then we have no phone ourselves today. Oh my God. All right, you can call me direct now. I plugged it in. 324-1612. It's a flow number, but it's not toll free. So make sure you know. Or you can call me on WhatsApp. Am I the only person who really feels this way about Wellies? Based on your comments, I don't think so. This person says they get it. They just don't care because they have so much business. They simply don't care about customer service. It's sad. Chill Spot in Savannah is the exact same way. Wow. I mean, I always have Chill Spot answering, but then again, like I said, I haven't really been, ordering too much from any of these places. So maybe my experience is different with Chill Spot. All right. This other person says, let me read some of your comments. Listening, read the restaurants and the phones. Hold on. And, I can get my phone dropped off this morning. Ooh la la. Okay, we might have the regular show phone in a little bit. He's going to bring it for me. Wonderful. I thought he might have been unavailable. All right. So this person says, hey, listening, read restaurants and phones. Chill Spot is a little better, but they talking to others while taking your order. Then you get there and you still have to wait a long time for food. So, wow. Okay, Chill Spot. Seems like you have room for improvement as well. Don't become another Wellies. Get it right. And I get that you guys are really busy and you're growing. You know, that's the kind of job that then you just have you just have a school leaver, minimum wage job. All right. Let's call. Anybody has the owner's number for Wellies? Maybe they're not going to answer that number either. Who owns Wellies? I don't even know. Let's call Chill Spot, folks, and see if we can get them to do better. I'm curious as to whether or not any of these organizations really, really care. All right. I suppose companies just get too big and they can't manage the growth. And so if you can't manage it, it's not a good look. Okay. Let me see. Wayne owns Wellies. We got to call Wayne.
Yes, Sandra, morning.
Morning, Colin. Got you live on the radio, honey chow.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you doing?
I mean, the cool killing me, but I'm giving chance.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. So listen, we're talking about restaurants this morning who don't answer the phone. Okay. And so I wasn't specifically talking about you guys, but your name came up with our listeners because some of them are saying, Sandy, we have the same problem with Chill Spot as well. I was talking about Wellies, they're horrible with the phone. And it's frustrating when you call and you're trying to place an order and you can't place it. Now, I actually said I thought you guys are doing a better job because you've got the portable headsets. You know, the girls, normally when I call, I get an answer, but other people are saying not so quick, that they don't get an answer when they call. Especially around the Christmas time, you know, people get busy. They're not doing as much cooking, but they're at home more. What can you do to improve the whole phone line situation? Because you guys are really busy. I think you service, you know, the Savannah, Newlands, and Eastern districts. Like if people are going up, maybe home, they want to place an order before they're going up. So can I ask you, just out of curiosity, do you know what time of day is like your busiest time? Like, have you ever looked at your point of sale reports to say from this hour to this hour, we get, on average 200 meals an hour. Like we're really, really busy. Does anybody in the organization, I know you're part of the ownership, do you guys look at numbers like that to kind of make certain decisions?
Sure. Thing is, it's Sandra, anytime between 11 and 12, things get really out of hand. It gets crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's when people are coming in the restaurant. Sometimes people are calling. So sometimes we do have control over stuff. Sometimes we don't, because sometimes you will have, there's like three phones in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 15 people calling, we still have to attend to them.
Right.
Now, we're looking at next year having other people dealing with the outside call from people dealing with in the restaurant, because we know it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're going to be shan it and said it's not a problem. We know it's a
Right.
problem. So we're just looking at trying to address it, like
Yeah.
having three different girls just dealing with calls.
Yes,
And
that's what I'm
then,
saying.
then, and then we have the people at the front desk that's
Yes.
not dealing with none of those
Yes.
people that's calling. So they are
Yeah.
free to deal with who is in front of them.
That's it. That's
So
it. Because let me tell you something,
that's,
right? People hate when they call and you're trying to hear like, okay, what's on the menu? You're trying to put in an order, and then they're also talking to people in front of them, right? Or you can't hear properly. So Colin, I love that you guys are thinking about this, because I made this recommendation 5, 6, 7 years ago to Wells, and they just haven't taken it up. Let me tell you something. Hire someone on a switchboard. You got to do it as a switchboard setup, right? I have worked a busy switchboard back in the day when I was in law school. I worked at Maples and Calder. I used to work their switchboard, and they had a lot of calls coming in. One of the busiest switchboards in Cayman, right? So you got
yeah,
to get someone who's smart enough to do a switchboard setup. So if you have 3 lines, you have it set up as a switchboard, right? As a call comes in, you at least answer it or have an automated, because everything can be automated these days.
I know.
Thank you for calling Chill Spot. Your call is important to us. You're number 3 in line. So people know, and they get some nice, pleasant little music playing until the operator can get to them. So she's got to have the menu in front of her as you call. Today's specials are 2 seconds, 30 seconds. You read off
Yeah,
the menu, and then she puts
gotcha.
in the order. She's sitting by the computer or whatever little POS system. So she's putting the order straight into the kitchen. Like, it's about streamlining the process. And it's with the technology that we have today, Colin, it's really not that difficult. So I'm really, really happy to hear that you're at least committed to trying to streamline the process next year and to put these
Yeah,
systems in
because
place.
we know it's a problem in Essential, because several people has come in, and then you have, making
Mm-hmm.
things better, telling me about the switchboard. So that's something we got to look into, because it probably works better. Someone knows that. It's like calling Cayman anyway. They'll tell you that you're one on the list. So we gotta,
Yes, yes. And then you don't mind waiting because you're like, okay, the system has picked up the call. You hear some nice little music. At least you know that you don't have to call 30 times to even get that far in the situation. So, yeah, I mean, have a look at it. There are options out there. You can speak to, I think, pretty much all the telecom companies have options that are available to you where they can set up, the system. And in fact, here's something even better. While they're on hold, the automated message can give you the menu. Somebody else just thought of the same thing I was talking about. Yes. Where it can say,
that's true.
today's menu is da, 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 so that when you finally get picked up on, the menu, honey child. You don't got to ask the menu again. Someone also
You know,
said, can you consider having the menu on the WhatsApp number? I didn't even know you guys had a WhatsApp number.
yeah, we
Um,
do.
oh, okay. So they said recommend WhatsApp orders. And then another person says to have the menu. You know how you can automate messages on WhatsApp, right?
Yes,
So there's a actual, when you have WhatsApp business, when someone messages you, you can auto reply and whatever. And so you can auto reply with the menu for the day. And
gotcha.
just have one person focused on getting those orders in. Now that means you guys are going to be super busy. You might have to order 1 or 2 more chefs to keep the kitchen going, but we're supporting you. The food is good. People enjoy the food. And so just a couple little things need to be
To
fixed.
tweak and get things going. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling me, Sandra. And there's a lot of we all can learn.
Yeah.
Because now I got to look into these automative things because I was thinking about having someone different answering the phone. But as they said, we could have the menu on the WhatsApp line. We could have the automative
Yeah.
telling someone what the menu is. So in they can choose. Because sometimes people call and when they hear the menu, they're paused. They're like, okay, and they're trying to make up their mind what
Yeah.
they want to order.
Exactly. Exactly. But
So
but
what
yeah, I
you
mean
said to me
you
make a
have
lot of
to,
sense.
yeah, but you still have to have a dedicated receptionist, if you will, who is dedicated to those phone lines at least during the peak hours. Because I get it, during the day that kind of dies down, but during the peak hours, you need to have someone who's doing that and someone who's really quick on the pickup for sure.
And yeah, I know what they're doing.
Yeah. One comment here from Anthony. He says Chill Spot needs to do better with the food presentation and stop put all this rice in people food. They need to portion the food properly. So he's complaining that you guys put a little bit too much rice and it would be nice to have like proper portions. So, speak to the people in the kitchen who are serving out the food about that as well, because people don't want just rice. If they're paying for meat, they want rice and the meat and the sides and whatever. So maybe just
I
have a little
got you.
conversation with them about that. But good luck to you, Colin. I appreciate you taking the call and the constructive
Sure.
feedback this morning. We want you guys to be successful as local business owners. Like I said, people support you because the food is good. And so, yeah, keep it up.
Thanks, guys, and tell everyone thanks for their comments because we have to look into that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandra.
All right. We really,
Have a
really
good day.
appreciate it. All right, my dear. Thanks, too.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, so they answered the phone. Really good feedback from Colin, and I think that they will hopefully make some improvements. So somebody said, "Yep, Chill Spot is poor too. They put you on hold and take forever to get back to you. You go there, and when placing your order, they answer the phone, then get back to you." So yeah, to avoid that, because customers don't like that. Now I get that, y'all like, look, it's a little mom and pop shop. This is how we do it, but perhaps your clientele is becoming a bit more discerning. Yeah. So step it up. Sounds like Chill Spot is willing. If you guys don't know how some of these things work, there are systems in place, like you can do better. Now, to be fair, I'm not picking on just the small little shops here in Cayman. The other day, I told you guys I went to Miami this weekend. I was in what day was this? This was Saturday? No, Friday night. Saturday night. No, Friday night. Yeah. I felt for some Outback Steakhouse, but it was kind of late after 7:00. And I was like, I don't want to take Gigi out, Poor her. She's like, oh, I just want to stay in the room. So I said, okay, I'm going to order my Outback Steakhouse. Not Outback. My apologies. We went to Outback for lunch. And then for dinner, I was going to do Cheesecake Factory. So the hotel's like literally right across the street. I was like, okay. I went online and I was going to do the DoorDash thing. Forget about it. They won't accept a PayPal account linked to a non-US card. They wouldn't accept my non-US card. So I was like, okay, obviously I can't use DoorDash. Their security was too ridiculous. So I called, put in my order, no problem, ready in about 15 minutes. I said, okay, great. When I got there, it was ready. And I specifically said to the guy, do I have utensils and stuff in there? He's like, oh yeah, I should have known better, because it's not the first time that this has happened at Cheesecake Factory. I should have looked. I was about to say, let me just double check. But you're like, okay, I don't want to look like I'm second guessing the guy. I'm like, okay, he said my utensils are in there. He's like, yeah, I've got your fork, knife, and let me just get your drink. Guess what? I get back to the hotel, no fork, no knife, no nothing. No napkins, nothing. I was like, should I even bother to call them back? And I just let it go because I'm like, this is just so ridiculous. But it has happened with them before. So you better believe the next time I go to Miami, I am going to purposely order a to-go order from Cheesecake. I'm going to go pick it up and I'm going to say, do I have utensils in there? Yes. And then I'm going to open it up. And when I discover, as I bet I will, that there's no utensils in there, I'm going to call for the manager and say, sir, Do you know how many times this has happened to me? Y'all are starting to get on my nerves now. And I love me a Cheesecake Factory. Like they have the beet salad, beet and avocado salad that I love. I mean, their food is good. A lot of these places, it's not about the food, it's about the service. So the following day and Saturday, we went to Dolphin Mall to walk around a little bit. And we were like, because Gigi didn't get any of the cheesecake the night before. She's like, oh, I want to go to cheesecake. She likes these little corn dogs that they have. So I was like, okay. I said, do you know they have breakfast at Cheesecake? She's like, really? We've never even had breakfast there. But I was like, all right. On weekends, they do like a breakfast brunch menu. So we go there and I noticed that one of the side plates, as I picked up my knife and fork that was rolled up in the napkin, the side plate was dirty. Oh, you know how that turns you off? And I call the waiter and I'm like, sir, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me fix this for you. When you eat out, these are the chances that you take, my darling. What a mess. That's why I prefer for just Miss Stacy to cook. Yes, this is a brilliant idea. Somebody else just thought of it as I was thinking about it. What they say, what is that saying that brilliant minds think alike, but fools seldom differ? Think about that one for a minute. But yes, no, this is a good idea. Instead of having music, we suggested this to Colin, while waiting on the phone, they could have their menu for the day, but that would require them changing the menu daily if the menu changes are made daily. Just a thought. Yes, they do have a menu, but I think they do it like by the week. So, you know, like Mondays is like curry chicken Mondays, Tuesdays is like whatever. So they could have it pre-recorded, and I am sure of it that the technology would be there where it would actually allow them to select, like they could set it up on Mondays, you play this automated message. On Tuesdays, you pay this automated message so that you can get the daily specials. And to be fair to them, I do think that they have a more extensive menu that goes beyond the, you know, just the daily specials. So you can do, you know, order special, what do you call it? Made to order items and stuff as well. Do they have a website? I mean, this is the thing too. You guys got to hit it from different angles, like have a social media presence. Let me see if Chill Spot has a Facebook page, you know, where you put up the daily menu. You know, there are companies and organizations. I don't know that this happens so much in Cayman, especially with these mom and pop restaurants, right? But there are companies who actually do, they help you streamline your process. And I have a business idea for someone. This is something that years ago, so they don't have a Facebook page, but somebody has a public group called Chill Spot Restaurant and Grill. Somebody posted back in March, says, I like this place. And they showed some chicken and rice. Someone else did one, says the food is good. Keep up the good work. So they need a little Facebook page. So no social media presence? Oh my God. Okay. Here's $1 million business idea that I had years ago, and I'm going to just give it to you guys because somebody out there can take this and run with this, okay? A lot of small businesses struggle with, because what we're talking about here is small businesses knowing how to streamline their operations and how to get certain things right. And a lot of small businesses struggle with this, whether you're like the little construction man, that, you know what, your core is like, you know how to go and do the fit out for a business, but you don't know anything about social media. You don't know anything about accounting. You don't know how to send out proper invoices, none of this stuff. And so a lot of people are not willing or able to learn all the elements of like running a business. That's why you hire staff. But then it becomes really, really challenging putting in work permits and doing all this stuff to hire staff. So at some point in time, it makes no sense for you to do all of those things on your own. So this was my business idea years ago, and I thought, and I still think it's a brilliant idea. And God knows if I had enough time in the day, I would totally do this. What you do is you set up an agency that offers different packages to customers. Listen to me carefully now, right? So you have a receptionist package, which includes answering phone messages. Because again, these guys, you call them on the phone, they'll be like, hello. And you're like, is this ABC construction or whatever? Oh, yeah. Like they don't even realize that you're a customer. You got to be professional because you don't know who's calling anymore. That's a potential customer. So you answer the phone. Good morning, ABC Construction Company. How can I help you? You have a professional voice. Okay. You'd like to have someone come out? They have your scheduling. So they can book appointments for you. That's part of the receptionist package. So they book appointments where you can go out on a job and you can view it, right? To see what you're going to cost to that and whatever. They can take messages. You have a proper email address. So people can send you emails. So they handle the reception part of it, handles all of your correspondence, phone answering, phone messaging, and then, they deliver messages to you. If they have any questions, they get back to you. Like this customer wants to know if you can come out on weekends, do you charge for estimates? Like they know a bit about your business. Okay. Listen carefully. All right. Then you have, so you can take off what options you need. So it's like a la carte, and then they have more inclusive packages. You have like a social media and marketing package. Because again, a lot of these people have no clue about social media, no clue about marketing. They don't have a website. They don't have any of that. So you offer that to them. Under a social media and marketing package, you can get a website. You can get, say for example, Chill Spot now, right? You could manage their WhatsApp for them. So you could be the one who set up the automated messages, who sends out, like you do a channel, you send out the daily menu options, you do all of this stuff. This is a business. This is a business supporting other small businesses. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, Sandy, just do it. Hire a few people and just get this done because it has to be done right. And I'm throwing it out there because maybe one of y'all got the time. I ain't got the time, but some of y'all might have the time. Okay. So you can do social media, set up their pages, manage their social media for them, do all their graphic designs, all of that. Okay. Then you have your administrative side. So that would include work permit applications, writing letters, so any kind of correspondence that they need, invoicing. So you have like a small bookkeeper package where you do all their QuickBooks for them. You put in their bills, you send out invoices on their behalf. You do when stuff is, I got to tell you all about sending out invoices. I'll get to that in a second, but you reconcile their accounts, all this kind of stuff. Because a lot of these people don't know how to do this stuff, and that's fine. And maybe you're not big enough to hire someone just as an accountant or just to do social media marketing. So these packages, this is like a small business support center. These packages allow you at an affordable price to get all of these different services, right? Under one core umbrella, like one core company. They have the staff so that you don't have to go out there and hire a receptionist. You don't have to hire a bookkeeper. You don't have to hire, no. You go out there and focus on what you do best, building a house, right? And then there's someone there who understands how to do project invoicing and stuff within QuickBooks. Keeps you on track. I feel like a lot of small businesses could really benefit from this type of service, but it is resource intensive in the sense that the company that's offering that needs to know the laws like around WRC, immigration, all this kind of stuff. And they have to have staff that are really, really efficient at what they do. But it can work. What do y'all think? I had a whole business plan around this the other day. And, you know, not the other day, I mean, years ago, many, many years ago. Just a thought. Giving it to you for free. Somebody can run with the idea. You see, ideas are a dime a dozen, you know. Believe me, it's really about trying to be effective with it, right? Doing it well. All right. Plain and Straight says, I've also haven't eaten from Welle's for several years because of them not answering their phones so that I can put in an order. So it's not just me. I'm glad to see, because I was thinking yesterday, let me just be fair. Am I the only person who's bothered by this? But I'm seeing all of you saying the exact same thing. That means that they should really listen. And the fact that I've been saying it for years and they've not taken it on board is really, really something else. Gabby says they usually have the menu posted on the WhatsApp display picture. I didn't even know that Chillspot had WhatsApp because, like I said, I'm not really eating out that much these days. And when I do, it's like one or two places. I think they do a pretty good job, though. I always get through, or I'll call Colin. I've never had an issue there, so I don't know. Sophia says their menus on WhatsApp. There you go. Does Welle's have a WhatsApp number as well? No, sir. All right, so Trish is saying, I'd love Foster's to promote healthy eating with local restaurants and their type oil, virgin oil, good for the stomach and healthy eating drive, or coconut oil. Wrong oils contribute a lot to health. Well, I mean, I don't know that that's Foster's job, but most of these restaurants are going to cook as cheaply as they can, which will mean a lot of the seed oils. And Trisha is right. Seed oils, and this is why they tell you, any nutritionist tells you when you're trying to lose weight and get healthy, what you do is you don't eat out, because you don't know how they're preparing the food. You don't know what ingredients they're using. But most restaurants, it's not a healthy choice to eat out at all, because, they're going to use the cheapest oils and everything else just to be able to, be able to, you can afford the dish and not complain about the pricing, because the pricing is the next thing that you guys have been messaging me and complaining about. Oh, Sandy, them prices on food gone up. I said, well, what do you expect? Do you not see the average price to feed a family is the highest it's ever been in the United States of America? So yes, the food has gone up. The pricing of groceries have gone up. And so I hate to tell you this, but in case you missed the memo, that means that whenever you eat out, the price of that is also now increased as well. They're going to lick you any way you take it. Inflation, Trump economics is impacting all of us. So yes, you gonna have to pick your evil. You stay home, you cook your own food. That means that you know what's in it. You can control it a bit more. It's not going to cost you any less at the grocery store. And then it depends on your time. How valuable is your time? All right. We have this commenter had the following to say. Add KFC to the list. Twice now I've ordered food and asked for hot sauce. I was told even by management that the hot sauce does not come with my meal. Is this the new practice? I won't be back so they can keep the sauce and the chicken. OMG. Sometimes it's really not worth hot sauce. Come on. What are those little packets of hot sauce? Come on, KFC. I don't eat KFC because their food doesn't tend to agree with my stomach. There's something about the oil that they use that almost invariably, and it's not that I don't like the chicken, because I know y'all love you some KFC, especially in Jamaica. But I find that, I have to be very careful with, maybe it's just fried chicken. I have to be very, very careful with it because it tends to upset my stomach. And so KFC really, really seems to do it quite a bit. Marshall says, I was never a big fan of Wellies. I have been in the pickup area waiting for the longest time, and the phone just be ringing while I'm there. It's terrible. I mean, it is frustrating when you sit there and you hear the phone ringing, and clearly nobody's picking up the phone. It's like, really? Mellow Fellow, good morning. Says, I stopped patronizing Wellies because of difficulty making a phone order and the inordinate wait when you go in person. I purchased from Good Old Days restaurant now, and their food is just as good. Who the heck is Good Old Days? I've never even heard of them. One thing with Cayman, boy, not a shortage of restaurants. And I must say, and I always tell people this when they visit and they're like, oh, tell me about Cayman. Da, da, da. And I said, we have no shortage of restaurants here. And by and large, our restaurants are really top notch and good. We have good variety. And, yeah. Someone says KFC charges 10 cents for every one of their hot sauce packets. Wow. 10 cents? Come on, honey child. Sometimes you just gotta, oh my God. Sometimes you just gotta give people, hide it in the pricing. You know what I'm saying? Hide it in your profit margin. Don't nickel and dime and charge people for sauces and stuff like that. It's like Wendy's. Wendy's has a policy that I think is so stupid. When you order a salad, right? So, sometimes I get the little apple, what's it? The chicken walnut salad or something it's called. I don't even know. I haven't had it in a while. And they give you one little bag of nuts, and the nuts just isn't enough, 2 bags. So sometimes I'm like, oh, can I have another bag of nuts? 75 cents. 75 cents for an extra bag of nuts. Now, I get the cost of doing business, but 75 cents, and this is like a little bag like this with a few pieces of nuts in it, 25 cents I could live with. But 75 cents? Come on now. And then here's the weird thing. This is where what they do doesn't even make any sense. So I like French fries, but I'm not a big fan of ketchup. Man, I'll eat it occasionally, but I'm not like a ketchup person. I'm not one of those Caymanians. You would never see me eating ketchup and rice. Oh, hell no. But you know what I love with ketchup is, what's the salad dressing called? Ranch. Ranch salad dressing and ketchup is a thing. You got to try it if you haven't tried it. So I'll order number 1, no onions, no pickles. I don't like onions. I don't really care for pickles too much. Get a burger, fries, and a drink. And then I'm like, oh, can I get a side of ranch dressing? Sure, no problem, miss. They don't charge me. Hear this now. I'm not giving them any ideas, but they don't charge me for the ranch dressing. And I'm not even getting a salad. I'm getting a burger. But when I get a salad and I want an extra bag of nuts, you're going to charge me 75 cents. Have it make sense? Because it doesn't make any sense. So Phineas says, always a complaint and excuses when you tell them about the phone. Marshall says, if it's a flow issue, then they've been having issue for years. Jim says, you can't blame the employee. Must take a good hard look at management. Absolutely. I agree with that. I feel sorry for the employees, in fact. Miss Lucille says, well, Liz been around from 1901. Laughing out loud as Miss Elrita up Sound Road. Well, at least somebody answered Miss Elrita's phone. That's all I know you. El Rey says, well, Liz has 3 phone numbers: Flow Mobile, Digicel Mobile, and Flow Fixed Line. Really? 3 phones and they still can't answer the damn phone? And then they blaming Flow? Yes, sir. This is where it's at. Anthony says, between the food and illegal gambling, they make enough money. It's just a basic Jamaican cook shop mentality, zero customer service and no manners. Basically, ghetto customers, so no need to step up service. They will leave and feel intimidated. I mean, like I said, if you can get through to Raquel does a good job. She's, but I shouldn't have to call her to get somebody to answer the phone. It's really sad. Aliano says, I'm going to say it, but not all, but a good 80 to 85% of Jamaican women working the front end of customer service section of a business have very S attitude and work ethic. I'm going to have a think about that because I'm not so sure. I've been to places where the Jamaican staff were amazing. In Jamaica, no less. So, not too sure. I would go that high, Aliano. El Rey says, just ease up on Wellies. The food is the best. But this is the thing, El Rey. If they don't understand how bad it's impacting customers, that they won't even answer the phone. Like I said, I don't go there. I swear on, I don't like to swear, but, I can't even remember the last time I've been there for a plate of food. I know last Christmas we ordered from them because, like I said, normally around Christmas time, if we do a Thanksgiving lunch or whatever, we'll order some food from them. I just don't go there anymore. I cannot be bothered. And my husband knows if he's picking me up and taking, to pick me up, but I can drive myself. But if we're going to meet up and go for lunch, don't recommend Wellies. For a sit-down lunch, don't recommend them either. I mean, these people don't even want to bring you a glass of water to drink. The second you sit down, there's certain things that automatically you should be bringing a customer. They should have their side plate, their knife and fork, and you should say to them, if you have other water options, at little mom and pop stores, you're only getting tap water. So, but if you have bottled water, can I bring you a bottled water? Is tap water fine? When you go to the more fancy restaurants, obviously they have a bit more that they're going to be offering you. So we hate to complain, but Diamond Princess says Chill Spot has 2 to 3 numbers to call. And if you call one and don't get an answer, it's because they're on the phone with another customer. So we made some suggestions to them and they say that they're going to take it on board. So we'll see. Hopefully next year, we're not having the same conversation again. Jim says you got to staff the place properly. Who does their scheduling? Plain and Straight says the same thing. Gabby, I think I read some of those already. Jasara says another great restaurant is Helen's Kitchen across from Parker's. Oh, I've never been there. Their food is good and they answer the phone. Oh, I've never been there. My dad had a little mom and pop restaurant, Top Taste. Obviously he's long gone, but same thing I used to say to him. This is in the day mobile phones were just coming into play. But I said to him, I said, Dad, you walk in here, yeah, you got the traditional food, which is carb loaded, all carbs, rice and meat, and the veg is lettuce and tomato. That's not even a vegetable. I'm like, lettuce and tomato that's not vegetables. So anyway, I walked in there and I said, hey, why is it that you don't have any dessert? And my father had never, this Caribbean people fear, he never even thought about dessert on the menu. And I was like, who doesn't think about dessert? Here's me, my sweet tooth now. And so I started making like brownies and little cakes. Honey child, they used to sell off. He'd be like, oh, he said, Sandra, those cake finish. You can make some more. People come in now asking just for the desserts. I said, you see what I told you? Make a little chocolate cake, a little, He had never thought about it until I mentioned it. No, sir. Trisha says, not all the time, just an education or healthy food drive for a period of time. I mean, that's fine, but I don't know that that's Foster's job to tell y'all to eat healthy. Marshall says eating out should be a treat, not an everyday thing. Well, that's how we grew up back in the day. I can tell you, my aunt, like eating out was like a Friday evening treat or a weekend, like a Saturday. She cooked. She was a cooker. Like, trust me, chef extraordinaire every single day. Breakfast, packing lunch. As I got older, I could buy lunch at school. But when I was younger, it was like pack lunch and everything. Carrie says, I found in Grand, if your restaurant is very busy, cleanliness takes the back seat. Oh, Lord, have mercy. The cockroach keg. What keg? What the heck? Leg. In my curry chicken. No. Oh, my God. Yeah. Mm-mm. Again, you got to make sure that if you're in the restaurant business, because them roaches love your food too, you got to keep your place clean. You got to make sure you're, getting the place sprayed regularly around the restaurant on the outside because they be sneaking in. Ugh, my God, no. Andrew says, I see a lot of food trucks spring up all over the Cayman Islands. DEH and DCI have to monitor for food hygiene licenses. So many people selling food out of vans and cars. And that's why you're not really supposed to do that without a proper license. And DEH actually offers at least a couple times a year food handling courses, how to properly store food, handle food, the whole 9 yards. There's like certain protocols on the back end of the kitchen, people serving the food. Come, Stacy, and all of those things. So even, thanks. Even in terms of like hair nets in the kitchen and stuff like that. When I'm cooking, like I'm in the kitchen doing a big meal, child puts on my own hair net. Good news, the phone is back in the studio. So our phone number is up and working. Somebody give me a call. I want to make sure it's actually working, but I think it is. So yes. So why many of the local restaurants putting so much pepper in the food now, says Plain and Straight. Oh, I don't know about that. There is one local restaurant that I have been to a couple times, and I know a lot of Caymanians love their food, but it's too peppery. Everything is like hot. Like it's like not all dishes are meant to burn your stomach. I mean, yeah. Uber Eats accepts international cards. Oh, I'll try them next time then. Most of the times that the fun of it in the States is actually sitting in the restaurant and going out, right? Anthony says, Sandy, I bet you that was a Spaniard. Come on, everything is CCC in Miami. Behave yourself, Anthony. Okay, KFC, it costs 10 cents to print on the POS paper. And they're acting, oh, did somebody try calling me? Oh, hold on. Oops. Most local restaurants, customer service is disgusting. Ooh, I got some WhatsApp messages on this other phone. I was actually hoping you would have called the other number. Hello, honey child.
Hello.
Hi.
Just tried calling the number and still saying the number you dialed is out of service.
I think that's because I forgot to pay my flow bill. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh God.
Well, while we're on the topic, do you eat ketchup on eggs?
No, sir. No.
What? You
No.
don't know what you're missing.
No. What I'm not missing is the high sugar content that is in that ketchup. Ketchup is one of the worst condiments for you. And
Make your own.
I know Caymanians, like I said, I know Caymanians love it. Don't get me wrong. I hear y'all. But it is horrible for you, for your health. And oh my God, Gigi loves the ketchup. Like, I don't know what it is with her. But she got that somehow, the gene must have skipped me. But it's attacking her really bad because when she puts like everything, like it's not fries with ketchup, it's ketchup with fries. And I have to literally take the ketchup from her and say, no, We're
So the
not.
fries are the condiment.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, we are not going to do that. But oh my God, she loves ketchup. And so I have
All
to,
right.
I have to curtail it. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had rice and ketchup, and I've never had eggs and ketchup. Flo, why is your website not working? Discoverflow.ky? Is that still the website to pay my bill? Hold
Yeah,
on.
flow messing up. We can't get service where I am, so
Oh
I don't know.
no. Let me
Starlink,
see.
hurry up.
Let me see. Fast Pay. Let me try that website. Okay, so that one's working. All right, caller. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, maybe is it the discoverflow.ky no longer working? So it has my account here. Outstanding bill is 0 on that one. This is the one that they are saying due date December the 18th, but something must be past due on it. Okay, hold on. Today's December the 8th. All right, Flo, let me try and pay you so you can try and turn my phone back on. So fastpayflow.com. All right. I think I had the wrong number. All right, let me sort that out today. That's my fault. I'm sure of it. Oh, someone says, Sandy, I haven't heard you talk about the Love and Lie show. Well, what do you want me to say about it? It's a show on CMR TV. Tune in. I see you guys were watching it on Friday. Seems like you're enjoying it. I'm not sure what else to say. It's a relationship. It's the After Dark show. We've talked about an After Dark show before, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So that's the show. Just tune in. All right. Another person says here. Now, we don't have anything to do with Top Taste Restaurant anymore. I don't know who owns it now or what the dealio is, but this person says Top Taste is still doing brisk business. There was one jewelry store with a salesperson on the sidewalk in Georgetown offering hors d'oeuvres on a plate on Friday. A jewelry store? Why are they offering you food? Okay. Trying to get you to come in to buy jewelry after your belly full? Not so sure about that. But all righty. Interesting. Okay, let me see if I can. Oops. Let me see here. Jasara, thank you. Siobhan, good morning. Says, good morning. Since we're talking about people not answering their phones, for 3 weeks now, I've been calling Cayman First about a car accident claim I put in from November the 11th. Cayman First, are you available to answer the phone? Anyone who works at Cayman First and you're listening this morning, can you please say how Siobhan can reach someone at Cayman First? Just curious. She'd like to sort out the claim. Thank you. Good old days have the best ackee and saltfish. Like I said, I don't even know where these people are. I don't know these people. But I'll stick with Miss Stacy's in any event. She does a really nice ackee. Miss Stacy's Jamaican chicken cook. My aunt said that KFC gives her stomach problems too. They don't give the little toilet to clean your hands. After that, they used to. I guess after they took off finger looking good, they took away the towelettes. Oh, Lord. I too found that Jamaicans at the front counter, Burger King, drive-through, and West Bay Road have bad attitudes. Oh, really? Again, I'm not a big, I could probably count the number of times I've been to Burger King at that location in particular. And I don't really, I don't tend to do the drive-through. Sometimes the Wendy's drive-through is so busy, it's like it's easier to go inside. And so that's what I do. I just park the car and I walk inside. I figure the extra calories you're going to get from the burger, you might as well burn them off walking through the front door. All right. Gabby says, I go to Top Taste. God, I haven't been there in probably 20 years since my dad no longer owns it. I don't really, because, parking is a problem there. So, and it always has been, to be fair. So Carrie agrees some Jamaicans on the front line can be rude. Well, listen, I've seen people be rude, not just Jamaicans, but, even sometimes Caymanian staff, if they're on the front line. Or then you have people who don't speak any English. So then you have that to contend with. Sadiqa, good morning. A new restaurant is open. What is this? Hello, good morning. Good. Are you trying to call the show? Nine. Call the regular number 9. What is it? 936-2626. Toll free, courtesy of Flow. Yes. Still on air. Okay, dear. Thanks. And it's not a good thing when you pay that much money for a plate of cooked food and the person that you bought it for can't eat it because it's too peppery. Yeah. Y'all need to hold back on the peppers. I don't know what's going on there, but it's a bit much. Okay, let me pay my Flow bill. It says due date is December 18th, but anyway, part of this might be past due, and that's why they're like, payment amount. Okay, continue. Field is required. Oh. Okay, they need the security code. We're contacting your bank. Okay. Okay, and verification code sent to, I think this one is sent to text. Hold on. Verification code from my bank. Okay. Let me put this in. Uh-oh. I'm at 7, 8. Okay, submit. Okay. Loading receipt. All right, there we go. Bill has been paid. Ronaldo, send this to your people and ask them to turn on my phone for me. Okay, call on WhatsApp in the meantime. They use pepper to make the meals smaller so that you're able to make more money by selling more meals for the same price. What do you mean, Keith? Pepper? How does pepper make a meal smaller? Because it burning your stomach so much you can't eat as much? I don't understand. Barbara says Mango Tree is the only place that I could recommend to visitors as a local place to eat. They serve a soup before the meal, and they used to have proper servers. Sadly, the last 2 times I went there late in the evening, it took me 3 servers to get my food. As for Helen's, I got sick from the food. What is needed is a few decent local restaurants with local decent seating and foods that is presented in a professional manner. Yeah, you got to know how to plate your food too. Like plating food, as someone mentioned earlier, it might have been Anthony, is really, really important. Like plating the correct portions, as well as, just getting it right. All right, let me tell you guys about a special that Digicel has on for the Christmas season. So they are bringing it, and they're bringing it hard with their specials. They had a pre-Thanksgiving special that Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday sale. And I can tell you that they sold so many phones. They had such a great response from that promotion. They are going to keep it going so that nobody's left out going into the holiday season. Make sure that you get access to your specials from Digicel. So the Christmas specials are now on. I love it. And let me just give me 1 second here. I'm going to just pull this up. Oh, hold on 1 second. Yes. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program, Honey Chill.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Giving thanks.
Yes.
I'm listening to the show, but I would like to just say something. It's
Mhm.
not only a Jamaican thing in customer service,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not only in the restaurant on the island. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Most persons do not know how to articulate themselves
Mm-hmm.
and present themselves with a good customer service. One, you have to have a good attitude, good personality.
Mm-hmm.
Let the customer feel welcome.
Absolutely.
Let the customer feel comfortable
Mm-hmm.
and wanting and see the need to come. I
Mm-hmm.
am so devastated at times to hear it not only from the small business, but persons went to big businesses and they are complaining, oh, I don't feel welcome to spend my money there.
Mm.
You have to remove self out of business
Mm-hmm.
and put your heart and your mind. You have to love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, you will not do it well.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that is the problem. You have it
Yeah.
you have it in the hospital, you have it but you have it everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And that's the reason why I'm going to talk to you off the here
Mm-hmm.
and let me talk some things together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's everywhere, everywhere. The attitude, they don't care about customers. They just want to receive his salary, and that's it. It's everywhere. When we say everywhere, from the street to the highest of the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Every business you can think of.
Customer service
That's the
is
problem.
lacking. Oh my gosh.
It's poor. The attitude is dirty. Very dirty. And you have the few that really doing well, they hide them. Yeah? So that's something that they all need to look into. In every entity. Every entity, you must feel welcome. And if they want, they can call my phone for some tips.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
God bless you.
All right, my dear. So, yeah, I mean, I do thank you. I do think that customer service is lacking. And like I said, it's a number of different reasons why this is happening. Before we get to that, big shout out. Digicel has their Christmas specials on. So what can you get for Christmas? Honey chill. First of all, they're doing some real deals and win big promotions this Christmas with Digicel. You can sign up for postpaid and enjoy 50% off. 50% off of the first 2 months. Not too shabby. You can also do a prepaid. If you're a prepaid customer, you want to be a prepaid customer, you can get a Samsung A17 plus a 10-day plan for only $249. You know what? These are actually really good Christmas gifts. Give somebody a phone and a little plan for Christmas. You can get Digicel and fiber 350 megabytes for $76.50. And if you've had Digicel postpaid for 2+ years, you can do 0 down payment on handset financing. All of these offers are valid through December the 31st, so just in time for Christmas. Make sure you contact your local Digicel location. And every time you make a purchase, any of these real deals, you get entered to win one of 30 amazing prizes. Terms and conditions do apply. Please note that these specials are available only in store, so not online or anything like that. But if you go into the store, you can get some of these specials. So this is pretty interesting. All right. And if you sign up for postpaid plan, you also, that's only $10.69 a month, and you get tons of football and sports content directly on your phone or at home. Really? Okay. Honey child. So they're doing their home broadband promotion and service, where you can actually get a $300 store credit for that goes towards a new phone as well. Wow. All right. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that as the week continues. Lavana says it's not easy running a restaurant for sure. It's a lot of work. I don't miss it. I love my little laundromat now. Best decision I made, just saying. Oh, yes. And to be fair to all of the restaurants, one of, if not the most difficult job, like businesses out there, in my humble opinion, are restaurants. It is a very difficult business. It's hard to be successful in a restaurant. Everything from the cost of food, delivery of service, it's expensive to get in the restaurant business. The equipment is expensive. Having, all the things that you need, knives and forks and plates and dishwashers and people clearing up. I mean, it is hard. It's a tough business, especially if you offer a sit down component to it. Takeout is tough enough, but if you ever sit in and eat, oh my gosh, it is hard. Very challenging. And so, we're not trying to knock businesses just for the sake of knocking them. We're just trying to say, listen, you can make some improvements on some of your, customer service elements of the business, which includes answering the phone. Good morning, CE Bank says you can make your own at home with organic tomato paste, some organic coconut sugar, and some seasonings. Yes, Flo has been having issues again. Hurley sell a healthy ketchup called Organicville. Well, the worst thing about ketchup is the high fructose syrup or sugar content in it. So if you can make it without sugar, then it's not going to taste the same, I must say. But it would be healthier. So the last thing I need is anything else that has sugar in it in my diet. Trust and believe me. Shaka says, why didn't you promote the After Dark show? Well, we've been talking about it forever. And it's every Friday. They just had their second episode. We put it on the guide. Gosh, y'all are killing me about the After Dark show. We need to do more promotions. Yes, sir. Why don't you tell us about the After Dark show? Lord have mercy. Y'all want to have a little fun with the After Dark show? My goodness. It is there. So yes, like all the other shows, we most certainly have it. Now, mind you, it's got thousands of views, so people are finding it. We have it on the daily lineup. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. But want more promotions? I mean, I told y'all it was coming. Y'all like you didn't believe me. We're talking about Anna still complaining and bashing Wells. We're talking about good customer service. Thank you, El Ray. All right, so the flow line should be back up. Frank's Restaurant in West Bay is the best. Never heard of it. Where is it? Frank's Restaurant? I tell you what, Cayman has more restaurants, bars, and churches and beauty salons than anything else. I wonder how many restaurants. We got a lot. Sarah says, if you don't like people, you can't accept a customer service job as you're affecting the business. Isn't that crazy, Sarah, to think that people who don't like people would actually be front facing? And some people don't really care. Like, it's not even that they don't like people. Maybe it's under stress. They don't really deal well. You know what I'm saying? They can't handle. They can't handle the stress of like when things get busy and phones are ringing and customers are like, "Arr!" Then yeah, you shouldn't really be front facing. And it's not easy. Jasara says, I agree 100% with the caller. Customers must be happy because they work hard for their money. And that's what pays us. If the company doesn't make money, we don't get paid. And a lot of people don't realize this. Absolutely. That's the nature of the business. Immigration has some poor customer service. Not all, says Strong Will. Oh, honey child, are we going to talk about government and customer service? Some of them need improvements too. KY says North Carolina grades restaurants. Like, who does that? The city? Or, because, maybe what we need in Cayman is like a kind of hybrid of a Better Business Bureau / grading system where consumers can do reviews on businesses, and that's available online. I'm just saying. North Carolina grades restaurants. The grades are displayed at the establishments. This may be what is necessary here in the Cayman Islands. Oh, I know like TripAdvisor has stuff. So I think if people do well, they'll print that off and share that, we have like 5 stars or whatever in TripAdvisor, but something to think about. If you want top-notch customer service, go to Casanova's, and the waiters aren't too hard in the eyes either. Oh, Gabby. But you're right. They're excellent. Consistently good. And they move, they're not slow, and those guys are like on it. You know who else does really my new favorite restaurant that I'm into? One of my new favorites is the Japanese restaurant that I told you guys about, Kojima. Oh my God, their service is amazing. I feel like going there today. Anybody wants to do lunch? Child, I'm there. Those tacos, I've tried the duck. Somebody said the beef is good. So next time I go, I'm going to do the beef tacos. But the duck tacos, wow. The edamame, wow. The steak, wowie. Everything is good in the menu. Barbara G says Casanova is my favorite place to go, and I fully agree with you. It's good. Anthony says the telecom companies need to stop the BS offering specials for prepaid customers. No. They have not forgotten the long-term customers. Let me reiterate what they have for existing customers. Perhaps that is my fault. So Anthony, I will tell you what you get as a postpaid customer. I thought I said it, but here we go. Existing customers. If you've been with Digicel for over 2 years, because they want to make sure you got a good pay history, you know how that works. No down payment on any handset financing for postpaid customers that have been with Digicel for over 2 years. If you're already a postpaid customer, you can also get a second line for only $50 a month. Really? Boy, they tempting, Nina. I could go one of those fandangling new iPhone 17s. Well, I already got my iPhone 17, but I could use another one. All right, so here's the raffle. This is what they're going to give you. So everybody gets entered into the raffle. So you get any of these Digicel Real Deals for the Christmas, and you get a chance to win one of 30 fantastic prizes, from phones to service to free service plans. And so the drawing, they'll do 10 winners per week until December the 31st. And then they're going to select the prizes based on the offer the customer took advantage of or transaction conducted. A representative on behalf of Digicel will contact the winners to let them know what prize they won, and they'll be invited to visit Digicel store in Cayman Bay to collect their prize. You can check out their Christmas page on Digicel's website for more information. Yes, sir. And here's another thing that they're doing for you on Saturday. That's this Saturday. They're going to have a customer appreciation event. So come on out, folks. All day from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. at Digicel's Cayman Bay location. They're going to be doing giveaways, refreshments, lots of excitement, fun activities, and prize giveaways are going to be between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And you can take pictures with Santa, so bring the kids out. They'll enjoy that. Spin the wheel, prize giveaways, and everything from cool Digicel swag to phones, etc. And of course, you can then share your Digicel pics through Instagram with the hashtag Real Connections for a chance to also win a prize there as well. Wow, they got a lot going on, honey chill. Sounds like Digicel is bringing the Christmas. They're bringing the Santa back for Christmas time and all these deals. All right. Lots of, that's good. So your in-store appreciation day, you get your seasonal raffles and your Christmas specials. But yes, Anthony, they got something for you too as a postpaid customer. Okay. Don't get salty now. Thank you. Lavana says, what made it harder for me is that I did a lot of my own cooking. I had a full-time job. Yeah, it's difficult. What? It is a horrorous show? What does that mean? The Love and Lies After Dark show? What? Fred's is the old Domino's by Ed Bush. Oh, I didn't even know Domino's was no longer there. Huh. Okay. Trisha says, trust the Japanese, understand service. Well, they're hiring the right people, that's for sure. Go see Burger King. The staff decorated. It's real nice. Okay. Which location are you referring to? So Christmas is here, obviously, and a lot of people are getting in the mood finally. I got my tree this weekend. Big shout out to Blake, who was able to get me a tree. Somebody says, went to dinner at Kojima's for Kevin's birthday. It was great. Yeah, he ate there twice because I took him for lunch on his birthday. Same place. So that was pretty funny. He was like, I didn't know that I was being taken there. I was like, aw. Hey girlfriend, do you want a full 10 pounds of beef or 2 5-pound lots? Why I ask, as some people cook half for Christmas and half for New Year's, and that would save you the hassle of portioning it out. Let me know. Please pardon my bad manners. Good morning. Oh, well, I kind of feel like this year is going to be low key. I'm not doing a lot of cooking, and so many of my people are going away for Christmas. So let's portion it out. Good morning. You gotta say good morning first, Good morning, Mama. Portion it out, please. So yes, we'll portion it out because I might not cook that much for Christmas this year. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. Morning. Oh my goodness. So then I can put the rest in the freezer just in case. I don't cook for New Year's. I ain't about that life. No way, honey child. Oh, let me do a shameless plug. If you are a McField, okay, pay attention. Or you think you're a McField, you're not sure, you need to come and look at the family members and do that DNA test. The family reunion is coming up. So let me give you some details. I'm going to post this on social media. So they're having the first ever 2025 McField family reunion. The flyer I'm going to share, but why did they do it in a PDF? Okay. Anyway, you have to get tickets. And it is coming up. There is a McField group. So if you've not yet joined the WhatsApp group, I can give you the barcode for that. And they're actually working on a McField family tree as well. So for example, Richard Lemuel McField, he lived from 1879 to 1964. Wow, he lived a long time. And then we have Sarah Elizabeth Nixon from 1877 to 1962. And then we have from that Lemuel Ethan Farmer McField from 1921 to 1993. And so they're putting all these family trees together for the McField family. So if you're Miles, if you're McField, because some of y'all all interconnected. We have Ellen Elmina Miles from 1860 to 1949. Sarah Elizabeth Nixon, Napoleon Lee Grant McField. He was born in 1844. They don't know when he died. Frances Rebecca Franny Solomon. We have Rita Mildred McField. Vernell Barbara McField. Lots of McFields out there, folks. And if you think that you're part of the McField clan, know that they are putting the McField, sort of family tree together, and you're invited to come to the actual event. Here's the barcode if you want to join. Give me 1 second here. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, there is the barcode. You feel free to join in. And let me give you some details now on the reunion. Give me 1 second here while I pull up the little reunion flyer. All are welcome. They can have lots of food. So this is 2025 family reunion, Friday, December the 19th at 6:30 p.m. They're going to have a candlelight tribute, remembering our ancestors and paying tribute to those who are no longer with us. Let me see if I can get this in a non-PDF format. Let me just see. We need an image file to be able to properly share this on social media. But here, I just did a screenshot of this for you. All right. That's at the Stacy Watler Pavilion Agriculture Grounds. That's Agricola Drive, Lower Valley. Come and meet your family members. Light refreshments will be served. And then on the Saturday, December the 20th from 11 to 5, this is when they're going to be doing sort of the big fun and good old times day. And it's going to be lots of food, lots of activities for the kids, including Bounce Castle, old time games, activities for adults, dominoes, lude, bingo, tug of war. And you get to visit the various booths and learn more about the Macfield family roots. So there is a ticket price here. You know, they're going to have good food. So I feel like this is well worth it. At $35 for adults and $15 for children. And you can get more information by contacting Evelyn Rocket, 916-5754, India at 926-9696, Carmen, Wendy, and Janet. So all the phone numbers are there on your screen. Reach out to them, folks, and I'll post this up a little bit later on so that we can, you know, get to see who all the Macfields are. So I will be there because I'm partially a Macfield on my mother's side. Yes? So we're related to the Macfields, the Miles, I understand. One big group of people. So let me message Wendy. I think this is cousin Wendy. Let me see which Wendy this is. Good morning. Can you send the flyer as a JPEG? All right, so let me see. Yes, anybody who wants to join in, please know that you can if you're part of the Macfield family, or you think you are. Maybe you're not even sure and you want to come and talk to some of the older heads like Steve Macfield to find out if you're part of the family. All right, Sophia says, check your messages. 2 things about Wellies and mango tree. Do not eat from them if you're in a rush, and do not eat from them if you're starving. What a hot mess. Good morning. What does that sound? Why does that sound like the mad dancing woman? No, that's not her. No. All right, let me see now. Hold on. Back to CNB upgrades. Can you suggest they add the feature to notify recipients once a transaction has been credited to your account? Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to call the bank this morning because I do need to talk to them because somebody's trying to poach me away. So I got to talk to them. We gotta get on it. Someone said, don't forget the Spanish restaurant that is in Bodden Town. What is it? Baleada House? Good food by the caves. I've never even heard of them. Oh my gosh. You guys have, like I said, Cayman has a lot of restaurants. Wow. Baleada House? What is it? Baleada House? Okay. I like Spanish food every once in a while, you know. All right, let me see here now. We want to look into getting a mailbox too. Oh, I'll send you the details. I will send you the details. And let me see. Okay. I don't, someone told me to look at my messages, but what am I missing? Good morning. I'm tired of reporting the drug usage at this address. Oh, okay. Wayne owns Wallace and Oral owns Blue Marlins. Okay. All right. Let me just see. Good morning. Since we're talking about people not answering the phone, yes. Okay. I wish I had somebody at Cayman first, but I really don't know anybody. Somebody has a complaint about MRCU. Oh. Okay. Let me see. MRCU. Oh, wow. All right, let me send this to someone. They're not, I don't know who really. MRCU falls under which ministry? Okay, good morning. Oh yeah, speaking of complaints, I gotta chase up Dart about something about that they need to look into. Good morning. Remember the watch. Oh yes. Anybody lost an Apple iWatch? It's in horrible condition, but you never know. The person might still want it back. Thank you so much for the reminder. I'll post it up today. So if you've lost an iWatch, let me know. Good morning, Miss Sandy. I'd like to spend one a day or two and volunteer to do some elderly people's hair at the homes. I would like to know how I can go about this. Anyway, I could partner with someone for products and I would go and do this for free. Okay. So some seniors at the home, somebody would like their hair done. If you'd like their hair done, that's a possibility. Okay. We had a little situation there with access to a file on the website. Thanks to the staff, they'll sort that out. All right. Miss Ponzi's in West Bay is the best. I don't know any of these places. Oh my gosh, I really don't. This is ran by Kevin Gerzong. Really good food there. I've never even heard of them. 900 plus eateries in the Cayman Islands. My God, that's a lot for such a small population. Oh, I wonder if they do the Spanish pork chops I like. I've been trying to get Miss Stacy to do the like the beef, this really thin beef with it, but it's difficult with the black beans and rice and stuff. Oh my God, I could go for a nice thing of pork chops right now with some black beans and rice. Trisha says, isn't your sister Sandy Evelyn Rocket? Yes, it is. Yes, she is. I'm related to pretty much, I think all of the Rockets would be, we're half siblings, so we share the same mother. But yes, they're siblings, and then their kids would be obviously nieces and grandnieces and nephews and all that kind of stuff. So that's how, because Rocket was originally from Jamaica, and he was married to my mom. So her first set of kids are for Rocket. So that's the connection. Yep. Kevin Watler, don't worry, he's on it. We'll try to get that complaint over to him. It doesn't really fall under him, so It doesn't fall directly under him, but I guess he can make some increase outside of his pay grade. All right. And the government officials, I think, are coming back this week, as far as I believe. Some are en route because they were half around the world. So sometimes it takes a couple days for them to come back. So Japan just had a tsunami alert after an earthquake, 7.6 on the Richter scale. Oh God. We don't need another. This is for the East Coast. Hopefully nothing major. All right. Thailand launches airstrikes on Cambodia as Trump's peace agreement hangs in the balance. Oh, did you guys see that fake award that Trump got the other day from the Football Association? All right, good to go. Good to say. I thank God, Miss Sandra. Okay. All righty, Kevin. Yes, he is on it. He's their public relations person, I think, manager. All right. Well, I'm glad to be back. I might have to make one more quick trip before Christmas. But let me see here now. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me message. Someone saw me. They're like, oh girl, I saw what you said about getting in and out really quickly. In and out of the US. And I was like, child, let me tell you something. I was supposed to come back on the flight last night. I came back early from Saturday night. I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend another day in the United States right now. Let me get the hell out of Dodge. I had my mailbox stuff sorted out. I had to send some stuff by cargo. Big shout out to Cayman Airways Cargo. I'll probably get that today or tomorrow because some of the boxes were larger than anticipated. And so yeah, I was like, I'm done. Didn't do any major shopping. I just cleared my box, organized my stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back early. And the funny thing is, when I was at the airport, one person said, I heard you say how you come in and out. They're feeling that vibe these days. You know, their tourism has dropped significantly by the billions of dollars. Canadians are not going to the United States anymore. It's really bad. You know, you guys can support this man all you want, but even from a financial perspective, he has really put the U.S. in the worst situation than it's ever been in terms of like nobody wants to go there to you know to shop and to vacation or whatever anymore. It's really bad. I was thinking about going to the Art Basel show because that was this weekend, and I swear every time I go to the U.S. like in December, I somehow manage to go when Art Basel is happening. And I've never been, and I really do want to go one day, but this weekend I was just like, yeah, I can't even. So I ended up coming back early. And so I'm keeping my trips extremely short when I go to the US. Whew, boy, I don't want no, you know, what's the name of those people? ICE be looking at me hard. Speaking of ICE, did you guys see Mikey's story made some like international news? Yeah, Mikey the Caymanian picked up by ICE. Oh man, it's so sad because one of the things that they're doing, which I think is so wrong, instead of returning people to their country of origin, like a lot of it is about the process, like how things are being done. They're being done wrong. So they're actually sending people to countries that they have never been to, that they've never even hardly heard of, that they don't know anything about. I'm like, why are you doing that? Why not just send them back home? Like a Jamaica. Sorry, Jamaican. Why are you sending a Jamaican to Africa? Literally, Jamaica is right next to the US. And yet they sending people to Africa. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody just sent me some of these. FIFA Awards First Peace Prize. And it's a, well, you can see. It's a, what do you call these things again? The baby sucking them. Pacifier. That is funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's funny. Here's another one. Free FIFA Peace Prize with an order of shrimp tacos. A restaurant put that up. They just made up. This is so crazy, right? They literally made up. I don't know what the hell FIFA was thinking, but they made up this award, this Peace Prize, to give to Trump. So since he couldn't get the legit Peace Prize from the Nobel Peace Prize, they made one up for him. And then this was him actually accepting it. Why does he look like that? What on earth is up with this man? He's just so weird. And then here's another one. Low Budget Dave says, great news. I was awarded the inaugural Costco Peace Prize this morning. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is so hilarious. You got to admit that these are funny. All right, one more. The exact moment that Qatar realized that they spent $399 million more than they needed to. Round that up to 400 million. That was their bribery money, allegedly. Ay. What a mess. Miss Marjorie, yeah, that's what I was talking about. As far as I know, they have him held somewhere. They moved him out of the state that he was in. Did you guys see as well where they're actually now going into like private establishments like restaurants and stuff, and restaurants are refusing to let them in because when they can't go into a private establishment without a warrant. And so the restaurants are like, no, like they're standing their ground. There was even one with a New York police officer who basically put an ICE agent in handcuffs because he's like, no, you can't do this. You can't do what you're doing. This is unlawful, illegal. And they got handcuffed off. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. What a mess. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. So there were a couple of restaurants over the weekend as well that were saying that they're like, no, we are not going to, we're not going to allow these people to, come in to our restaurant. So when they come in, they tell them, nope, absolutely not. Don't come in here. I'm dying to tell you guys about something new that I've got. This one comes with a remote control. OMG. Add that to my cart, honey child. Okay, I'm dying to tell you guys about something that I got myself. I tried it last night. I'm so excited about it, but I can't tell you about it because two little people on my Christmas list, they're actually going to get this for Christmas. So I don't want to tell you guys about it because I want it to be a surprise. So I can't tell you. But remind me after Christmas to tell you about this amazing product that I found. All right. Speaking of Christmas gifts, please don't forget, honey child, you can get your Christmas products right here, courtesy of our sister company. So a couple little things here. Of course, you can get your dash cams for Christmas. They make an amazing Christmas gift. I know some of you are buying them for Father's Day and stuff as well, but get them for Christmas because, nothing like safety on the roadways. That much I can tell you. So let me do a shameless plug through our sister company, Roque. Got a business license, honey child. We've got amazing things up for Christmas. Look at that. So there is your there's your dash cam becomes the 5 pieces in the kit, every single thing that you see there. And by the way, can I just do a shameless plug for myself? I did this little commercial all by myself. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest little thing? Aww. Yes, that's Marlon calling me, honey Jill. Hello, Marlon. I'm still on air. How can I help you?
A cracked phone ruin your holidays.
Hello?
We fix it fast. Get your phone fixed in a
Hi.
flash for the Christmas rush.
Every time I say to him, let me call you back, he's like, no.
Don't let
All
a
right.
cracked phone
Yes.
ruin your
Don't
holidays.
forget,
We
Cellular
fix it
World.
fast. Get your phone fixed in a flash for the Christmas rush.
They can fix your phones, whatever your phone issues are, give them a call. So I'm learning how to do some little videos and stuff. So you'll see more of my skills on display. I'm getting there. Here's another one that I made. If you're looking for a vehicle, a car, now this is, you know, a good deal because a little bit of suspension work has to be done on the vehicle. And so the price already reflects the fact that the suspension work has to be done. The owner just can't really be bothered getting it done. So this is a 2016 Honda HR-V in really good condition. One female driver. Look at Auntie's skills. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, buddy. So if you're in the market for a used vehicle, this is a really good buy. It's just that it does have some suspension work to do on it. So they'll a couple days time, they'll get that sorted out for you. Okay. Let me see here. All righty. So I think that I think that's what we got for you today. This was the cost of $4 billion aircraft. Was it 4 billion or 4 million? Oh, $4 billion aircraft that Qatari gave him. FIFA figured out a cheaper way. Oh my gosh. What a mess. All right. Happy Monday. We're good to go. You guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Don't forget, tune in early. We got some prizes that we'll be giving away tomorrow. And we're speaking to some of our usual people, Popeyes, Burger King. So we'll be giving away some of those prizes as well. So make sure that you stay tuned. We'll do some of those giveaways during the holiday season. And a couple gift cards and stuff. So yeah, make sure you keep it locked right here as we roll into Christmas. It is official. The Christmas tree is up. Gigi tried decorating it last night. So, it's a child's decoration, but she tried. So we're going to give her credit for that. And we're going to start putting up a few little decorations around the house. Nothing too crazy. Like we're not crazy into it. I know some of y'all go all out for the Christmas decorations, which by the way, I love. I'm going to enjoy going around looking at some of the, local houses and stuff. I already see the Crichtons are putting those up. I'm sure the Bodens are doing theirs in South Sound. I really love that every year they have made this a tradition across the island, and people really enjoy it. Families get to go out and really enjoy it as well, to see all of the amazing and beautiful lights. There is if you guys are going to Miami, check out some of the events in the Miami area as well. We actually went to one last year that's like a lighting event at night. So you go through the Botanic Park and they have the whole place like lit up, and they have like lighting display shows and all kind of stuff. It looks really, really, really amazing. So yeah, check that out. It's really nice. So that's a fun thing to do. And then I'm sure that they'll have their carnival circus thing for Christmas as well, which is also lots of fun. So check out some of these things. All right, folks, have an enjoyable day. And I see my husband is calling me. That means probably something work-wise that I got to do. I got to get sorted out for a project. So let me go do that. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, by the way, hold on. Where's my Christmas? Do we have any Christmas banners available yet? Christmas. Why don't I see any Christmas banners? All right, I'm going to message them and say, get me some Christmas banners. I need a Christmas banner. All right, we'll get some done. I still see the fall banners, but nothing for Christmas. All right, folks. See you mañana. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.